So if you didn't like putting your hoof down, and if you didn't like Fluttershy for the last 7 years, this episode is for you, I think. I don't know. All I can tell you is I liked putting your hoof down, but this is putting your hoof down done better. And it is how do I put this? It's assertive, written right, without having Fluttershy come off as a total douche.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that.
And what's also interesting about this episode, I just thought of, you ever notice the client to expert relationship status in the show, where it's like client's usually wrong, expert's always right? This episode had a neat little twist of like, okay, we've got these three experts, and we're gonna have them, totally take over Fluttershy's thing and blah blah blah. Well, Fluttershy's like, bro, that's not what I want, and they get jettisoned out the episode. And the moral of the story is, I don't know. Moral of the story is, don't compromise your vision if it's your dream, or it's either, no matter what anyone else says, you're always right, or blah, blah, blah. I can't say for sure, but what I can tell you is that, oh my God, Fluttershy just she ruled this episode.
I'll tell you this. When you were saying, get these three experts out of here, I was thinking of there was a dubstep song. I forget exactly what it's called, but literally it's this guy going, "Fuck these experts, fuck these experts." I'm just like, wow. But yeah, this was a really good episode, a really good Fluttershy episode, and the boldest we've ever seen her. Ever.
You could also see this episode as MLP goes populist, but that might be digging a little too deep.
Well, why don't you pull up TV tropes and see what they got for them?
Just saying, I think Fluttershy is going to try and exit the elements of harmony.
But the elements of harmony are already gone. They have the rainbow power now.
And hasn't the UK's influence as a world power gone too? But they still want to split from Europe.
True. And they're still they're still on the whole thing of, you don't own any of your land. That's the Queen's land,
This land is your land. This land is my land, except when it's not.
We like this land. It is fertile, and we will call it.
And actually, I got TV tropes right here, because of course I do. So the episode starts off, and I just need to say something right here. Angel, and I can't shot this like I normally would because it's a little late over here and over there, and where John is, and people in my house are sleeping. And Angel has been and will always be -5 stars. But when he got stubbed by his foot, that's a case of he loses and we all win, because Angel is in pain.
Yep.
But he was adorable as hell while he was in pain.
Yeah.
That's a case of winning when you lose.
And I don't care what anyone says. Him in that helmet was super adorable. I'm just going to say that right here.
And I legit love the fact that Equestria has parkour Olympics.
Yeah, right?
I never thought I would hear Fluttershy say the word parkour, but my instant...
Wait a second. That's why everyone hates Angel, because he's a Templar.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted, if that's okay.
I can totally imagine the main six. Rainbow Dash would be the perfect, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, except more likable.
If Pony Point of View was anything to go by, Applejack would make a perfect Edward Kenway.
Yep. Like I said in that, AJ is best Edward Kenway.
And Zecora is Adewale.
Yes.
Dude, Adewale was a beast.
Can you tell that we love not only Assassin's Creed, but Black Flag as well?
Black Flag is not only a good band, but also a great game in a pretty good game series that every third or fourth game or so has to churn out a great one. It's like Assassin's Creed 2, bam. Brotherhood, bam. 4, bam. They're taking a break right now, but I guarantee you when they come back, be another bam.
And I mean, I've been hearing that they're actually going to be like going to like ancient Egypt and stuff like that. I'm like, I want to climb a Sphinx, please. But that's neither here nor there. We need to get back to the episode.
So they and this plays into the episode. I was seeing that the interwebs, some people on the interwebs were a little mad that deer and giraffes were not sentient. You know what? And you know what? I bought the deer thing. But I remember thinking to myself, all bitter, the only reason why people give shits about giraffes is because of that one scene from The Last of Us.
I wouldn't know. I haven't played that far into The Last of Us.
There's like the scene.
All I know from that game is that the intro scene is the only intro scene that I've ever played that has legit made me cry. I'm just going to say that right now.
That game will make you cry. Everything about that game is amazing and wonderful, but it will make you cry. Let me tell you this. You will never. Last of Us. I never appreciated my own life more than after I was done playing Last of Us.
Yeah.
So,
Naughty Dog, you magnificent bastards.
Putting faith in the PlayStation since 1997.
Yeah.
So Fluttershy takes Angel to see Dr. Fauna, which apparently she showed up before. Remember the other episode she was in?
Yeah, she was in Secret of Magic's Zest.
Oh god, that was forever ago.
It was when he's like, it's like, oh, I think I see the problem. He's a dragon. Well, that's not the problem. He's been a dragon. Well, I don't know about baby dragons. I know about baby ponies. Maybe you should try a vet. And she comes in and she's like, well, I'm flummoxed. I could diagnose a dog in 30 seconds, a snake even faster, but I can't tell what's going on with your dragon.
So Fauna shows up.
I'll say this. Different voice actress this time around for this character.
I noticed. Yeah, I will not notice that, but I saw that in the TV shows. That's why I brought up that I couldn't remember the other episode she was from. Voiced by, I knew that was Nicole Oliver, but I'm because I remember thinking to myself, oh, it sounds like Perky Cheryl. Wait a minute.
Yeah, and even more is like, I actually liked her original voice. That was a good voice for her. And then,
it was.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to get crucified by not just you, but it was a similar thing to how Vader sounded in Rogue One versus the rest of the Star Wars movies.
See, I don't know what you're talking about because Darth Vader.
You're just distracted by the awesome.
And again, yes. Yes, I was.
Listen, he did sound good, but the way James Earl Jones said his words, it sounded like they got one take of all of his lines. I was like, all right, that's a cut, wrap, and print.
Would you tell classically theater trained in Britain James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa, metaphor, and who has been there for like 3 decades worth, 3 generations, 3 different unique generations of childhoods, hey, maybe you should say that line again?
Well, you never know.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. You don't piss in the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't tell Darth Vader to repeat a line.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. We're
So
gonna
sit on
disagree
it.
with that. We are gonna disagree on this movie, and you'll see that on the personal channel soon. I just haven't gotten to like rendering it yet. But
So
sorry.
from there, no, you're good. So from there, we find, and this is an interesting comparison they did, almost like Lightning Dust, but a little more subtle and better because Lightning Dust was a character solely created to put over another character as being good with having no discernible character traits of her own. Fauna, on the other hand, is a professional and a doctor, but the show, it
A
doesn't outright.
tour of docs.
Yeah, the show never outright says it, but it's heavily implied, at least I felt, that she's a bigger doormat than Fluttershy on the account of, the animals never leave and whatever. And I was like, oh,
It's
okay,
like
that's
a bunch of Zephyr breezes all over, except without the siesta.
I know. I literally thought that this episode was meant to be like almost a direct sequel to Zephyr Breeze. Like, I literally feel like Putting Your Hoof Down, Zephyr Breeze, and this could have taken place in like the same month.
Yeah, right. It would make a lot of sense.
So, Fluttershy, and I'm gonna play conspiracy theorist here. I don't know why, but as soon as Fluttershy was talking about her dream and whatever of and before she said build the sanctuary, and she's putting herself over, having confidence in herself, which is good, which is great. That's one thing I have to praise about this episode is that it had an amazing sense of continuity. I thought Fluttershy was like planning some like sinister ass coup. Like, I don't know why. I thought this episode was going to do some kind of sinister plot twist where Fluttershy was going to try to run Fauna out of business because she said her dream was to run the clinic. So I thought she was going to say, and I could finally fulfill my dream of like, blah, 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 impressing her or whatever like that. So throughout this whole episode, for some reason, I was just questioning Fluttershy's motives, and trying to see if she wasn't some, evil plan maker through this whole thing. I don't know why it feels kind of stupid in hindsight, but I swear to you, I thought this episode was going to swerve me and and just be like, oh yeah, it turns out Fluttershy's evil the whole time, and she's actually harboring Sombra's soul in Angel Bunny.
You know what? You are reminding me of a fan fiction called. Actually, I don't remember what it was called. But it was about like Twilight who reads a prophecy about herself becoming evil, and then she actually becomes evil. Later, I feel like there's
not to discredit what you're saying, I'm not, but I feel like there's a few fanfics like that. There's always there's at least 50 fanfics of all the characters turning evil, though.
Yeah.
So,
but nothing will be as heart-wrenching as the cough.
Oh God, I know that exact goddamn fic, and screw you, okay?
In the darkness, some pony coughed.
Oh Lord. So after Fluttershy goes
Happy
home,
nightmares, everyone.
So after Fluttershy invites all her friends over, and after I'm done imagining beating the shit out of John right now, Fluttershy's like, okay, I've got this idea. I don't want to let my dreams be dreams. I want to just.
Are you seriously doing a Shia LaBeouf thing?
Dude,
I had enough of it when I was at Anime Midwest and seeing a bunch of anime cosplayers crowded around and huddled in a circle going, just do it. I'm just
mad. I'm just mad that I can't share my screen right now because a long time ago when that meme came out, I downloaded a button for Google Chrome that every time I click it, Shia LaBeouf just walks on my screen and yells me to just do it.
He needs to get hired on by Nike. He would make millions.
Hold on. Let me click it. Will this work?
I don't see anything.
Damn it, it's not working. Sorry, Shia LaBeouf just told me yesterday you said tomorrow. It's something, so don't let yesterday be tomorrow. Some shit. It was. I don't care how old that meme is. It's got a special place.
It'll be right up there among like the oldest like YouTube internet like meme video that there ever was. The one where it's like, I betcha, mushroom.
I'm going to tell you something right now that I told a friend of mine, and then we're going to get back to the episode real quick. Yep. I guarantee you by 2020, someone in total seriousness is going to start a meme hall of fame.
It's actually this. I actually was reminded of a picture that I saw where it was this kid coming home from school, and he's like, "Hey, Grandpa, I need your help with the school project." What is it? Grandson? It's a book report about memes, and it's just like, I knew I'd be useful one day.
God, I'm saying, as far as media, social media, and just memes and all that shit goes, like 20, 30 years from now, we're going to have so much weird shit to explain to the next generation, because when they all turn 18 and 20 like we are now, they're just going to be like, guys, what the hell is all this? And we're going to be like, sit your ass down and you'll hear a tale.
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
So Fluttershy,
a tale of sad frogs and troll faces.
God damn. Dude, that's real. Like roll tide on that.
Yeah. So basically, Fluttershy wants to make an animal sanctuary, which I think is awesome. Sanctuary. Is there a band called Sanctuary?
I'm just gonna say probably. Sounds like a Christian rock band from Wisconsin or some shit.
No, that's Skillet.
Yeah, a Christian rock band from Wisconsin.
Yeah, they are from Kenosha, Wisconsin. But anyway, I actually used to go to church with them, but that's besides the point. So, she wants to build a sanctuary, and she has
the album Awake Because I Love Jesus.
No, by Alien Youth. It was their attempt at trying to do a 9 Inch Nails album, and for the most part, it hits it right on the money.
Yeah, you know what's funny? My friend showed me that, and he was trying to be like, they're so much better than 9 Inch Nails, and then I kicked him in the nuts.
Okay, then. This took a dark turn.
Yeah, well, don't talk crap on 9 Inch Nails.
Yep. So you have she has the good ideas, and AJ, Dash, and Rarity all bring together two people. They all bring together a person that is able to help and make the dream a reality. And so it's basically a montage of, I have these blueprints and I don't really have a set deal. That's what you guys are here for. And then they bring that deal out and it's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. Like one of them is a builder pony and it's like, it was Pinky's friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Andy. Hard hat.
Yeah. He's just like, we can get any sort of building up lickety split and Fluttershy's like, first off, that's another pony's name. Shut your trap. And secondly, is that that this isn't going to be like a house. It's going to actually be like an open-ended area, kind of like an animal habitat. And then going with the different characters of, they think they know what she wants when Fluttershy is trying to guide them nicely in the direction that she wants them to go.
Yeah, the interesting
thing is understandable as a project manager, honestly.
The interesting thing about this is that they introduced the characters. They didn't give them much characterization on purpose because the episode knew. We didn't know. The episode knew that they weren't going to be around for the rest of the episode. So So they set them up in positions where they would look more flawed than maybe they were. And honestly, I feel like Hard Hat was the only one that like had some like legitimate that actually had some legitimate complaints and concerns about the whole deal. I mean, the interior designer, I don't think he really needed to be there. And you had Wrangler, which I think would have been which I think should have been there because animal control, but I mean, they were right enough to where they're not flat out bad guys, but TV Tropes actually lists them under. They wasted a perfectly good character because the episode could have been used to, teach them a lesson. But honestly, they may not have meant this, but I honestly feel like knowing this show, the writer probably was like, I'll just leave them open ended. We'll come back to them later. Which I think would be.
They never do.
Well, I mean, like in future episodes,
Yeah, but in all honesty, really looking at this show, thankfully, it's been a lot more is centered on continuity outside of just episodic functions. But at the same time, it used to be the show where they would introduce a one-off character and never speak about them again.
Dude, you don't even know. Apparently, right? AJ mentions that she met that Wrangler chick during Winona's sheep herding days. That's a reference to an MLP novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fluttershy and the Fine Furry Friends Fair. The Fine Furry Friends Fair. The Fine Fur. If that's not.
It sounds like a furry convention.
I was gonna say if they weren't trying to sell that to the Yifford demographic, Fine Furry Friends Fair. Oh yeah. There's nothing fine about it, but it sure is a fairgrounds, all right. And you may you may end up leaving with a few things up your butt.
Wow. So, okay. There's actually like animal tail butt plugs that I've legitimately seen some working in Amazon. It is just as effed up and creepy as it sounds.
Okay, you finished the review. I need to go puke.
Oh my god. You're Jack T. Herbert now.
Oh,
we found Jack T. Herbert again.
So Fluttershy, after putting trust in the three experts, comes back, and Wrangler's got cages. Hard Hat has built an entire infrastructure in like 2 hours, and the other guy's got curtains. Seriously, he didn't need to fucking be here. And Fluttershy is like, what the fuck? So they're all like, dude, don't you like see how much better we the expert, like just waving the Aesop in our face. Just like, can't you see how great it was that we the experts are amazing and stuff? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, MLP, you can't deconstruct an episode concept that you yourself have used like 5 times.
Yeah.
Granted, most of them are with Rarity, but seriously, I'm just thinking to myself, like, if I hadn't seen like at least an episode or two a season like that, where it's all about the expert proving how cool they are, well, I don't know, Sassy Saddles got proven wrong, but still.
Yeah.
Sassy Saddles, that was her name, right?
Yeah.
So
remember, we did that. It's Sassy Saddles versus Rarities in the Catalog Boutiques. Super Slam.
So Fluttershy, she just fucking fires them.
Yeah, she's like, everybody stop.
I
So
can't
amazing.
I can't accurately express my reaction that I had to literally a scene where someone's like, "Hey, what do you think?" and she's just like, "You're all fired." I'm just like Steve Harvey. I'm just like Steve Harvey and Ricky Gervais in their respective office roles wouldn't be that cold. Hashtag British Office for the win. So
who's that one guy, like Maurice or whatever his name is? I can't imagine he can go colder than that. Him and Judge Judy combined could not be that cold.
those Simon Cowell couldn't beat. Well, Gordon Ramsay couldn't be that cold.
Yeah.
Now his motif is heat. That's why all of his stuff's like, Hell's Kitchen, shit like that.
Yep.
So Fluttershy gets her friends back together, and they're like, "Damn, I can't believe our expert friends were a-holes." And she's like, "Don't worry about it." And this was kind of weird, but she was like, "Don't worry. This time we're gonna do it my way." And she seems to have a more concrete plan than before. I mean, I guess I felt the interpretation was either A, we're supposed to imagine that she came up with better ideas as she went along and now she's got a full plan, or B, that, she's just taking things, these were her plans, and she's just taking things into her hooves without the experts there. I was just kind of like, okay, I mean, I get it, you only have like 4 minutes left, but come on.
Yeah.
And
we've done crazier things in 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's for sure. So they build the place, the sanctuary. And I have to tell you, I live in California, a lot of really nice, beautiful landscapes. The mountains are purple and sing. The sun shines and glows off the ocean when it's not being goddamn foggy in my town. And the birds sing. But man, I tell you what, I wanted to jump through my screen because that sanctuary looks fine as hell.
I know, right? Last week's episode with the cave thing, hashtag cave story for the win. And now this thing, I'm just like, yes, please, yes, I want to go here for like a vacation.
I mean, most bronies want to go to Equestria, but everyone kind of wants to visit their favorite fictional world. But man, I tell you what, you know what it reminded me of? You've seen Zootopia, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, of course, dude. That movie was amazing.
Do you remember the animal sauna scene?
Oh, with the nudist colony?
Yeah, that sanctuary is exactly what it reminded me of, except in Equestria, they embrace nudity.
Full on nudity.
Full on graphic nudity. I'm kidding. It's not that graphic. Of course not. That's why we have fan fiction on our bookmarks. So,
yep.
Fluttershy ends the episode with, and I'm sure I've heard it before. In fact, I'm pretty sure word for word she took it from somewhere. But coming from my favorite pony was like the most unexpectedly inspirational ass thing I've ever heard. She's just like, keep believing, don't give up on your dreams, because I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember. But she's just like, when it's all said and done, you'll look back, you'll look at the view and realize that everything you did was worth it. And I'm just like, that was nice. That was really nice. It almost felt like it was concluding a story arc that I didn't even know about. Like all the Fluttershy episodes were like meant to be like interconnected, and it's just like it was nice. Also, Fluttershy says years that she's known the pony. She's like, you've all taught me so much over the years. Now, the season 7 premiere definitely raises some questions on how long those 5 knew each other before they met Twilight. But if it was 1 year by season 4, I'm just thinking like it's gotta have only been 2 years Equestria time, right? Because last season we had the Hearthwarming Eve episode.
Yep.
So
honestly though, I mean, in season 4 Celestia never specifically said that it's been a year.
Well, yeah, but the season 4 premiere, they're doing the celebration. They're doing the what is it? The Raising of the Sun Festival or whatever.
Yeah,
like in the season 1 premiere, and I just feel like that and Hearthwarming. I feel like those 2 events in Equestria's calendar are significant enough to bring up, whenever they're supposed to, not just when they're out of ideas. I don't know how hardcore they are about the timeline, but that's just what I think.
Yeah.
So that was a good episode. It was an episode. It means a little more to me, biasedly, because it's Fluttershy. But to be honest, episode was pretty static for the most part. It's definitely, I feel like this is the last Fluttershy learns a lesson in assertiveness / Fluttershy becomes more assertive episode that they ever need to do. Like, if they never do another one of these again, I feel like that would be for the best, only because, this episode really was a coming together of all the lessons that she's learned over the seasons, and it all wrapped. It wasn't too exciting or nothing of an episode, but it all wrapped itself up neatly with a little bow and shit. So, yeah, I give this one a 7. I give this one a 775, if only because they didn't really go anywhere, nothing too big. The 3 characters were throwaways. The 3 new characters were throwaways, but they were meant to be throwaways. And the moral was inspirational, but for the most part, even though it definitely does feel like it, because it's not a big episode, and it doesn't necessarily feel like a big episode, but it does carry a bit of weight because it's weird. Part of me feels like that this is like Fluttershy's last episode, or Fluttershy's like last starring episode role ever, when obviously it's not, but
just kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it just feels like it feels conclusive, I guess. I mean, we didn't even know about that animal sanctuary dream thing until this episode, but you definitely feel like it's something that, yeah, you could see her wanting. And yeah, it just feels like it feels conclusive to her character's arc, is what I'm saying. So
that makes sense. I give this a 7.5. It was a good episode. Fluttershy back in the spotlight is always a great thing. But again, it's one of those things where we don't base our scores solely on the fact that it's Fluttershy, because we're not that biased, thank goodness.
Yeah.
We just tend to be generally positive about most of these episodes. So overall, wasn't a bad episode, but tended to be a little bit more on like more the ass side for some of the episode. Other parts of it were really good, but they were just kind of some slow bits.
Yeah, and slow bits aren't bad, especially for a show like this that has good slow bits. But this episode, while, like I said, it does, to me, it feels conclusive. It does, at the end of the day, feel like, kind of like just another, I don't want to say just another episode, but it was an episode, and it did what it needed to do. And it was another Friendship is Magic episode, and it did what a Friendship is Magic episode, is supposed to do. Make you feel, teach a moral, have good animation, characters make cute faces, and memes abound from a character so much as blinking.
Yep. So,
Good
yeah,
episode,
that's our
though.
review. Next is Forever Philly, and I'm really excited because it seems to be a follow-up episode to Sisterhood Social. So let's see where that goes.
A lot of follow-up episodes, but this is a show that does them pretty good, I think.
Yeah. So that's it from me, John.
And that's me, Snakeskin.
And we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Yeah. Peace out.